What's up, wrestling fans? Tony Mango here, welcoming you to another edition of the Internet Wrestling Community Outreach portion of the Smark Out Moment Smack Talk podcast for the week. We're going to start things off with the Smark My Words, one of my favorite interactions between myself and you guys out there in audience land. And this time around, I'm just going to give a generalized thank you to everybody who wished me a happy birthday this past weekend. Turning 30 sucks, but you know what? It makes it a little bit better to have some people out there like John, Robert, Peter, Ted, so on and so forth, wishing you happy birthday. Very kind of you guys. So thank you very much. And also thank you to all the other people who left all the different other kinds of comments that we have out there on the YouTube videos, the Twitter, the Facebook group that we've got, which is facebook.com/group/themegamaniacs. If you don't know what that is, that's where we do our live chats and we do other bullshit throughout the week. So if you are interested in joining that group to have some fun with us, go ahead and do that and we'll add you in there. This week is going to be the mailbag for June. So if you get a chance to submit anything ahead of time and you are able to do that, then go ahead and do that by Friday or so. But if not, then you can always just send something in a little bit later on, and we'll try to apply that to the July mailbag. And you can tweet us pretty much anything at SmarkOutMoment with the hashtag mailbag, or you can leave us an email through the contact form of the website. And whether it's something wrestling related or you want to pick our brains about something completely unrelated to wrestling, send it in, and we'll try to answer it. If you want to be instrumental in helping Smark Out Moment grow into the future, you can help us in a couple different ways. One thing is with monetary donations, which you can do with the PayPal button at the bottom of smarkoutmoment.com, the Patreon account, or YouTube's little donation thing. You can also buy t-shirts and other types of merchandise over at our Redbubble and our TeePublic shops. You can also, as far as non-monetary stuff goes, help spread the word about the website in a couple different ways, such as the Sign Me Up initiative. And for that, all you got to do is take a sign that says Smark Out Moment to a wrestling show and send me a picture of yourself holding it up. But the most important thing of all is to help us grow our social media audience by liking and sharing our posts on Facebook, retweeting and following us on Twitter, giving the YouTube videos a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, leaving your comments to keep the discussion going, sharing the website's articles and the videos and everything like that on places like Reddit and on message boards, and passing them along on Facebook and so on and so forth like that. Because whatever you guys do to get our name out there, to try to get us a little bit more of an audience, is always greatly appreciated, because everything helps out quite a bit. And the same thing applies to Fanboys Anonymous, which is my spot for movie reviews and other kind of superhero, nerdy, geeky stuff like that. So if you're interested in those kind of things, head on over to fanboysanonymous.com, follow the Facebook and Twitter accounts, subscribe to that YouTube channel, and do all the same kind of things that you would be doing for Smark Out Moment. This brings us to the major topic of this video, the wrestling trivia question of the week, otherwise known as the Ask Him. Last week's question was about the legends that were ringside for the Money in the Bank WWE Championship match between Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal. It was which of the legends once wrestled under the names The Invader and Young Mr. Wrestling? And the answer was Cowboy Bob Orton. The only guy that mattered that was ringside, since the rest didn't do a goddamn thing. So pretty interesting. I can't picture him being The Invader or Young Mr. Wrestling, because he's always just been an old guy to me, you know? A little bit weird of a nickname, too. A couple of people put some different things out there. Declan saying Al Snow and the Big Boss Man can live in the big dog's yard. Big dog kennel from hell. Peter throwing out a Simpsons reference. Guest 5 throwing a little shade towards the Transformers movies. I did not see The Last Night because I've learned my lesson from the past couple of ones that it's not worth my my $18. So I'm going to download that eventually, and I'm sure I'm going to hate it. But he also throws out the idea that if the house, which we were talking about last week, if it's a potato farm, does that mean Rusev gets to be in the Legends house too? Fuck it, why not? You know, what's the worst that could happen, right? But that brings us into this week's question, which, since I've been watching, or I already did watch, the Netflix TV series Glow, kind of looked into Glow a little bit, and I was surprised to see that 2 WWE alumni or alumna, or how do you pronounce that when it's A-E instead of I at the end? Alumnae. Let's say that one. I don't know. 2 women that were in WWE actually competed in Glow at one point. So, question for you guys. Which 2 women that were in WWE competed for Glow at some point? If you think you know the answer, or you want to leave a guess, or you want to say anything else in the comments below, go ahead and do that. Next week, I will tell you the answer if we do have an IWC outreach at a wrestled next week, because something I mentioned during the hot tags, I'm looking at the amount of views that this gets, and kind of thinking a little bit after my birthday, I was kind of, I didn't pay any attention to my social media accounts for about like a day and a half total, and it was a lot more relaxing than I expected it to be. So I'm sort of thinking of how I can kind of cut down on the time that I'm working on stuff, and I'm thinking that the rest hold isn't really worth the little portion of the time that it's going for. So this might be going away. I don't know if it's going to be going away, like if this is the last edition, or if I'm going to wait until episode number 300, or if I'm just going to get tired of it by, 296 and just say, the hell with it, who cares, that kind of a thing. But I got a feeling that this is either going to be retooled, or it's going to be completely eradicated, and maybe some of the segments continue elsewhere. Maybe the Did You Know will pop up at the end, or the beginning, or the middle of the hot tags. Maybe the Smark My Words will be posted on the Mega Maniacs. Maybe we'll try to do something with like a weekly Ask Him inspired by some other writers on the website or something like that, but might not be continuing. Let's just put it that way. So if you do want to show your support for the IWC outreach and the rest hold and all these kind of segments, the Ask Him and whatnot, go ahead and let me know what you think. But if you think that it's time for it to go, let me know that too. Whatever the case may be, I want to thank you all for listening, and I want to remind you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done that already, and follow us all over the place, not only on the YouTube channel, but on the website itself for all the different content that's on there. Our main event for this week is going to be coming up on Friday, as I mentioned before. It's the June mailbag, so stay tuned for that. But for now, this has been another Smark Out moment, and I'm being counted out.